Warning, the stories you're about to hear are detailed accounts of shenanigans, pranks, and some mistakes that are meant to replicate the sort of discussions that veterans have when they reunite over a cold beverage and do not depict the professional daily actions of the military at large. We hope to make you laugh, but not to disrespect our proud men and women in uniform. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Cammo Comedy, where we take a humorous look at the lighter side of military service. We got a big show for you today, but before we jump into it, if you like what we're doing here, give us a subscribe, give us a follow, whatever they call it on your podcasting platform. And while you're at it, give us a 5-star rating, write us a review, as that makes us more relevant in the algorithm and boosts the overall visibility of the show. But word-of-mouth advertising is just so powerful, so if you tell some friends, I will love you forever. Okay, let's jump into the show. I am your host, Aaron Wolf. Just as a friendly reminder to the audience, we put out a new show every single Monday, so make sure you give the notification bell a nice tap so you don't miss a show. Give it a nice tap. Also, we are doing laughter therapy here on the show. We got a lot of military members who struggle with everyday life after service, and we're just here to share a laugh and remember the good times. Joining me today is the man with the glistening, greasy taint, call sign Cheeks. Cheeks, thanks for being on the show today, man.
No. I reject that.
You don't think it's glistening? All greased up and glistening?
No.
It's actually a compliment, by the way.
Do you know how much I chafe down there?
Yeah, but that's why you have to lube it up with some grease.
Some coconut oil?
Yeah.
I remember when I used to do ruck marches in the Army, everybody would just pass around the Vaseline. Yeah. All the big dudes would just take a scoop and rub it on their thighs.
Oh, geez, yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
So I guess technically I do have a grease up.
Greasy taint.
How long do you think my ass crack is?
That long?
He's holding his hands as far apart as he can.
It's a huge, glistening taint.
My ass crack starts at the back of my neck and goes all the way down to my knees.
That's awesome.
That's fucking foul. I don't know why, but it immediately made me think of where natural vanilla flavoring comes from, which is basically smashed beaver anus.
See, now that I like. Think about that. Like you're adding two beautiful things, anus and beaver, together, and it makes a delicious taste. It's almost like nature is giving us a sign. You know what I mean? Nature's poetry in action. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
Beavers are amazing.
They are. And just as Aaron does to beaver assholes, make sure you guys spread cheeks and not hate.
More like the way Aaron checks to see if Cheeks' taint is greasy and glistening to spread cheeks. You got to spread the cheeks apart to check the taint. I wonder if we can get some vanilla flavoring from that, too.
Oh, no.
That's got to go in the merch store.
Cheeks'
like a nice
natural vanilla?
Yeah, a nice scented candle. Cheeks' taint.
Oh, my God. Oh, we'll sell one. It'll be in your house.
I'd be cool with that.
You're going to have girls over there like, ooh, that's delicious. What's that smell? Oh, well, you see.
Well, first of all, I got to tell you about my podcast.
Oh, my God.
Second of all, this is my co-host, Taint.
Oh,
That's what it smells like. Don't ask me how we got the scent.
Oh, man.
None of your fucking business.
You like the smell, but you're going to hate where this came from.
Are you ready for my first story? Come on.
Come on. It depends. Is there beavers and taints?
No.
All right, I'm in.
All right. So this story is going back to the 1980s. And we got ourselves an Army story, and we have a Army private fresh out of basic training in AIT. Right?
Oh, yes.
We have ourselves combat engineer.
Okay.
Right? Now, they had one of the first missions that they had is they had to go out to this base that had a range that was over water. Right?
Okay.
And the people on base had been complaining, like they're like, hey, we need this area here drained. There was a range over a lake, and some of the lake water, something like that, was getting into some of their underground wiring. So there was like, hey, there's this hole right here. We just need to hook up this pump and pump the water out so the engineers can go back down there and fix some of the wiring that's been messed up, right, from some of the overflow. So this happens on like a Saturday morning, right? They're detailed for this. So like, all right, cool. We're just going to wait for this little hole to drain, and we'll be in business. We can finish our mission. Flash forward to Sunday morning. They have one of their commanders just kind of like coming in a huff. It's like, discontinue this operation. Go ahead and stop the pump. Uh-oh. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, there's still water coming out of it. They're like, I know. What they did not know is that the hole that they attached the pump to was actually what they call an endorheic basin. If you know anything about lakes, these basins are what drain the lake and it makes its way to an ocean, right? So they were actually draining the motherfucking lake.
What?
That's why this little hole never ended with its flow of water.
What?
So like, you've got to fucking cut all this shit right here now. And people are like, oh, fuck. So he's just kind of like, this might be a bad omen for my Army experience, you know?
My God. Combat, air quote, engineers.
Yeah, exactly.
What? How does that even...
Look, man, like these guys, it's not like they're lake experts or anything like that. They're just like, hey, we got to get to these wiring that's over here. All right, start pumping water.
Good God.
I guess that back in the 80s.
Where were they pumping the water to the lake? They were just pumping that shit in a circle, weren't they?
Probably.
They were pumping it from the lake hole to the lake.
We didn't get that detail, but I would imagine it was probably
100%
like
that's what they did.
Oh, man, that
God,
sucks.
Jesus fuck.
Those little mistakes are hilarious.
Oh,
right?
that's
Just
hilarious.
Like, okay. I could just imagine that commander like running in with their hair on fire, just be like, you guys are draining the lake. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Okay, enough of this. Awesome.
It's like mopping in the rain.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus. I like that story. That's good.
Yeah, man.
You think that private was like, oh, what have I done?
Oh, fuck me.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So I've got our next story.
All right, what you got, man?
We've got a character. His name's going to be Stanley, okay?
What's up, Stanley?
So Stanley started this story. And this is the way he started the story is, well, we were drinking.
Always a great way to start a story.
Right.
I'm intrigued.
Those are the first words he says. Well, we were drinking. Like, go on.
Okay. This is
So-
going to be fire.
Stanley goes on to tell us about the Miracle Mile. This is when he was younger. He was an E2, so he was a private, okay? So just his little mosquito wings for his rank. He's the second enlisted rank in the
Almost
military.
the bottom of the bottom.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I'm brand new. I'm doing the Miracle Mile, which is when you would go from each bar. It was like a mile long, just door to door.
Shit.
And you would have to have the house drink at each bar.
It's like trick-or-treating for adults.
Right.
With booze.
But way better. So he would say that the house drink could be anything from like just a light beer to a bock or a lager. Well, certain places like the British bar they went to were the Three Wise Men.
Leave it to the Brits.
Leave it to the Brits. Like, hey, you have 3 shots now, right?
Right. 3 shots for 1.
Yeah. And there was a couple bars that would do that, right?
Right.
Well, he'd say that they would do this on occasion, and whenever they would go to work the next day, they'd have formation, and there'd be like one sober guy in the entire formation.
Right.
Right?
The guy that was super lame. And
yeah. The guy who
video
cared
games
about his liver. Everybody's just kind of like leaning in towards the center on this guy, and he's holding the whole formation up. They're like, oh, fuck me. I hope First Sergeant's drunk.
yeah, you know that you've been part of those formations before where everybody partied the night before, and it's like rough shit show the next day.
Yes. You smell the liquor out of their pores.
Yeah.
Well, he says First Sergeant came in this day and he was like, all right, go to the gym. Because he was hungover too. He's like, go do squad PT.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
that checks that box for that day.
right. Well, on this particular Miracle Mile, they were out going to the bars and whatnot, and it was a Latino themed night at one of the American bars.
Okay.
Well, Stanley stated that there was a new sergeant major in town, and we're going to call her Sergeant Major Bellbuckle.
What's up, Sergeant Major Bellbuckle? Beltbuckle?
Bellbuckle.
Bellbuckle.
Bellbuckle. Okay. Sergeant Major Bellbuckle.
Gotcha.
Because she was from the South.
Gotcha.
All right.
I like her already.
Yes. Well, they're at this American bar. It's Latino themed night. Stanley's sitting there at the bar drinking his drink, and he starts hitting on this Colombian lady, right? He's just having a good conversation, blah, blah, blah. Some other guy comes up, some Colombian dude comes over, and he's like, hey, this is my girl, basically.
Okay.
Stanley's like, well, I'm talking to her.
Oh, shit. I can see where this is going.
Oh, yes, you can. So Colombian guy's like, I don't think you are. Gives him a shove.
Oh, shit.
Right? And Stanley kind of like rocks back in his chair and in one fell swoop grabs his beer. All 4 legs get onto the floor from the chair. He pops up. Bow! Oh, just cold cocks this dude in the face.
Oh, shit.
An absolute melee ensues.
Oh, yeah. That'll kick it off.
everyone is fighting.
Right.
Fucking everyone. Everybody's fighting. Didn't matter race, color, religion. Everybody's just beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Okay?
That was a spark in a powder keg.
Well, Sergeant Major Bellbuckle happens to be at the bar this night.
Oh, no. Isn't that just the worst? I mean, you remember that story we told a little while ago about the Army chief that got drunk and had to be taken home by one of his privates?
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Just wrong place, wrong time.
Right.
Well, she catches a stray round.
Oh, shit.
Right in the fucking eye.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So she catches that stray round right in the eye, gets popped right in the face, right? Remember, Private Stanley started all of this.
Right.
Well, 2 days goes by, and he gets called on the carpet. Okay. All right. Now, he had just got promoted that day.
Oh, shit.
To E3. So he went from private to private first class. Okay. He gets called to the carpet, and who does he see in front of him?
Oh, shit.
Sergeant Major Bellbuckle.
Yeah.
With a big old shiner.
She's got a nice fucking black eye.
Big old black eye. Well, needless to say, Private Stanley got busted down to E2 that day.
Oh, no shit.
So he got promoted to E3.
On the same fucking day.
On the same fucking day. They just took his papers and were like, shredded it right then. Because this is in the 90s.
Right.
So it wasn't like it was all electronic. Like, demoting somebody was just like, you're not
getting promoted today.
So he says that was the only time he'd ever been reduced in rank.
Oh, shit.
But it was never recorded that he was reduced in rank. So on his actual military paperwork, it just looks like it took him a long time to get E3.
That's a happy accident.
Right.
Because, like, if that had been done a couple of months prior, like if he had been promoted, then all the paperwork should have gone through by then. But if it was just like that same day, if they just took it out of the pile and they're like, nope, you're staying.
Right.
That might have been in his, Yeah,
so he got busted down. He got his 30 days of extra duty, a half month's pay or whatever it was.
Right.
Sergeant Major Bellbuckle goes, "You son of a bitch, you ever do something like that again, I'll kill you myself." She was pissed.
Good for her, man. She sounds like a hell of a spit.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
She's not fucking around with these antics.
No.
She's like, well, it's one thing to start a bar fight, but you started one that got me punched in the fucking eye.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, fast forward 9 or 10 years, all right?
Okay.
Stanley's in Iraq.
All right.
And who does he bump into?
No shit.
Sergeant Major Bellbuckle.
Shit.
So he's like, Sergeant Major, do you remember me? Stanley, of course I remember you.
So wait, they were cool now.
Yeah, so they were. Well, that's the thing to note here, man. Like there was some business that needed to be handled.
Right.
Right. But there's no hard feelings.
Right.
And that's how it should be.
That's beautiful.
You know what I mean. That's separation of personal and professional. And at the time, they were trying to get something done. I don't remember what it was in the story he had told us, but they had to get something done. They were getting pushed around by somebody. He ran into her. She hooked him up, took care of whatever needed to be taken care of.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, like, it's kind of cool to see, like, yeah, some shit went down, but 10 years later, like, yeah, of course I remember you. Like,
it was just business. And as that time passes, those stories that are bad like that become really funny.
Yes.
You're just like, okay.
At the time, not funny.
No, you got to address the shit at the time because you can't make that stuff a habit. You know?
Right, yeah. But goddamn, man, I love that story.
Oh, that was awesome.
So keeping in line with Stanley here, because he gave us a couple stories.
Okay.
So when he was in Iraq, I don't know if this is second time he was in Iraq. He just told us when he was in Iraq, they were on a convoy at one point, and they had an Iraqi with them.
Okay.
Okay, so this Iraqi was part of their convoy, like one of their dudes. I don't know if it was his interpreter or just like when they were training Iraqi soldiers, like, hey, this is how we do stuff, right?
Right.
They're on a convoy, and they come across a UXO, unexploded ordnance.
Right.
So whether UXO can be anything from a mortar to a bomb to a landmine, right? Just something that hasn't exploded that is supposed to.
Yeah.
This particular UXO was a landmine.
Oh, shit.
So as they do, they back off however their standoff distance was. They call the EOD, the explosive ordnance disposal guys, the guys that handle the bombs are like, hey, we got this fucking thing here. You need to come take care of it.
Right.
Well, this Iraqi goes, I'll handle it.
What?
Fucking waltzes right up to this fucking thing, pulls out his knife.
Get the fuck out of here.
Pulls out this K-bar. He depresses the pressure plate.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So after he depresses the pressure plate, he deconstructs the mine.
What?
He takes the bitch apart.
Okay.
Inside the mine is C4.
Okay.
Okay. So if you don't know, C4 is very, very stable. It's why we use it, right? You can actually shoot it with the gun and it won't blow up.
Right.
Okay. Well, he takes it and he lights it on fire. takes some of the C4 and lights it on fire.
Wow.
Because it'll do a controlled burn.
Right.
Okay. Uses the fucking pressure plate from the mine to cook his dinner.
Get the fuck out of here.
He's like, yeah, you guys go ahead and wait for EOD. I'm going to cook some dinner. Deconstructs this bitch, takes the C4, uses the pressure plate like a fucking pan and cooks some food.
So I have questions here.
Yes.
So this makes me very curious about like the Iraqi school curriculum. Is it like after kindergarten they teach explosives and landmines or something like that? Because like this couldn't have been this motherfucker's first time.
No.
You know what I mean? And then the other question is, how many motherfuckers had to give it a shot
7
before this actually works out? You know what I mean?
It took 7 Iraqis to figure that out.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Can you imagine the fucking nuts on the first guy to try that?
Oh, yeah.
Insane.
Oh, yeah. But needless to say, don't do this at home. If you ever come across landmines or UXOs, don't fuck with it.
No.
You call people who know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. I imagine. Call it Iraq. If you got a friend from the Middle East, give him a call.
Yeah.
It's like fucking grade 3 shit. I imagine that the first like Iraqi that showed people how to do this was like, hey, this is how you do this. You know, like probably had some understanding of this stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, this is what you do. This is how you do it. Don't fucking do this. Call me. But if you're in a pickle, like this is what you can do. And then some like other guys tried it and it didn't go the way it was supposed to.
I can imagine though that those American guys probably are going like they're standing way the fuck back.
Way outside the blast radius.
Like, yeah, I have no desire to have a hot meal that bad.
Nope. There's other shit you can burn.
Yeah. Like, you know, wood, something. Something a little
Use
bit
the hot
safer.
engine of the truck.
Yeah. But also, I will say this, though. Like, that guy, although I don't condone that, kind of a badass.
Oh, that dude's got some stones.
Yeah. Like, that's some like MacGyver shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, how disrespectful is it to the people that put the landmine in there? It's like, you know what? Not only am I going to deconstruct this bitch, but I'm also going to use it to cook my fucking dinner.
Thanks for the field stove.
And you can suck my cock.
Right. You imagine the people like sitting there recording because, you know, like they record and watch the explosions. They're watching. They're like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
You'd be so offended. I'd be like, no, step on it. No. What are you doing? Oh, he's fucking cooking with it now. Fucking damn it. So offensive.
That's hilarious.
Right,
I
man.
fucking love those stories. Thanks, Stanley. Thanks for sending those in,
Yeah,
man.
hell yeah, man. All right, so check out this next story. We got ourselves another Army story. And this is also a very young Army private going back to the 1990s, right? So he was stationed in Egypt. Right.
Okay.
And one of the first missions that he got put onto is there was like a very high-ranking meeting. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, generals, people like that.
At top of the top.
They're having a meeting, and they were coming in through Cairo, and they were pushing over the Suez Canal into the Sinai Peninsula, right? Okay. So they were having like a big...
I don't know geography, but that sounds like a big deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, it's several miles. If you look at this stuff on a map, you know, you're going to drive outside of Cairo like several miles, and then you're going to come to the Suez Canal. In order to pass the Suez Canal, like their vehicles actually have to get on a ferry.
Oh, shit.
And they ferry them across the water, and then they get into the Sinai Peninsula. Right. So it's a big fucking deal, especially with all this rank and everything else like this. So, you know, his lieutenant taps him like, hey, we're going to do this big movement. It's really serious, you know. And for those of you who might not know, people in Egypt drive like total dicks. Right? So it's not like you're just going to have a nice little mosey. Like there is a high likelihood that you could actually get in some kind of a fender bender, right? Maybe not like a serious wreck, but like people there don't care.
Right.
Right. Anyway.
Fucking bumper cars every day.
So the lieutenant taps him and he's like, hey, you're going to be part of this huge movement and we need you to drive this van that's dedicated to luggage. And he's like, all right, I can do that. Simple enough.
Hey, Private, listen.
Right.
We can't have you talking to people.
Right. Well, he's like brand new. Like you have the top of the top.
Yeah.
And they're coming in. This guy's the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, man, you can be our baggage bitch. Just drive this van and just follow with the motorcade and everything. Everything's going to be fine, right? So he's just like, can do, Lieutenant, no fucking problem, right? So he's in his van and he's just sitting there waiting to get loaded up with baggage, right, with the luggage. In comes one of the chairmen of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, like into his front seat.
What?
Just opens the fucking van door, sits down and says, drive, Private. And he's like, oh, okay.
Sir, that seat's for my duffel bag.
Yeah, like that's could you imagine the mind fuck of this guy? Like you're expecting suitcases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And duffel bags and shit. And then here comes like a guy you've probably seen on the news.
Right.
At some point in time, and he just gets in your van and says, "Go ahead and drive."
It's not like some no-name colonel or something like that that you don't know, right?
Right. So he's just like, okay. So he does as he's told. He just, he lets the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff in his van. First of all, I got to appreciate that sentence for a second. You're luring the Joint Chiefs of Staff fucking guy in your van.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think there was any candy involved, but we didn't really get those details for sure. But anyway.
He's got Skittles on the dash. Like, hey.
Turns out he's really big fans of Kit Kats. So, Anyway, so they're driving through Cairo, all this traffic and everything, and they come to the Suez Canal. And like I said before, it's going to be bumper to bumper because they have only so much room on these ferries. And everybody's got to get across. So you literally have to ease up, touch the bumper and then give it some gas. So the people in front of you can push forward. That way they can maximize that you get all of these things in here. So he's like, okay, I got the chairman of the Joint Chiefs right here with me. And so he's like, all right, don't fuck this up. He just eases it up, gives it some gas, and they get on the fucking ferry and everything like that. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs is just sitting there chilling, right?
Yeah.
So
in his fucking claustrophobic vehicle.
Yeah. So they get across the ferry. They go over the Sinai Peninsula and all that kind of stuff. They get up to the battalion headquarters, and he pulls up front, and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs jumps out and says, "Hey, thanks, private, whatever." And he goes in, takes care of his business. He's like, and that now it's a really surreal experience. You're just like, did that just fucking happen? Wow. So then the lieutenant comes over to him and starts ripping his ass. What the fuck was that? I told you you're supposed to take luggage. You're fucking taking the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And then the fucking private is like, I didn't ask him to get in. He fucking got in himself. What am I supposed to tell the guy? I'm going to be like, hey, sir, I'm just taking baggage. Could you get the fuck out of my van, please? Look. Some of these higher level guys, this is my own speculation, but sometimes they need a fucking break. They just want to be around a normal person, or maybe they just want some silence and they know that the chances of this fucking private talking my ear off are pretty low. And even if he does, you certainly have the rank to tell him to shut the fuck up. You just need a couple minutes to compose yourself to whatever, big meeting that you're going to.
And some slap nuts lieutenant's fucking pissed off. He's like, I was going to talk to him about my career. Right. But here you are, you private's driving the Chiefs of Staff.
Yeah.
Bitch, we got the same amount of time in.
Yeah, the lieutenant probably had his resume all ready to go and was going to read it to him on the drive up there and stuff like that. He's like, you ruined my fucking shit. But I can appreciate this from both angles. The lieutenant is like, hey, you didn't do as you were told, but in the private's legitimate defense, he was like, look, man, I was just sitting here waiting for bags to be loaded up like I was told. And the top dog gets in my van and says, drive. I'm not second guessing that.
I did do what I was told, actually.
Right.
That guy has more rank in his nutsack than you have in your career.
That guy's pubes have had more time in the military than you. Right. So we are definitely going to fucking pay attention to what he says. But that is just such a fucking epic story and so on brand for how military stuff goes.
God, yes, it is.
You're going to get yelled at for doing as you're told when things don't go exactly to plan. I mean, let's face it, no problems happened or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure the lieutenant was probably worried that maybe maybe this young guy's going to get in a wreck or he's going to do something stupid or reckless or whatever. That stuff didn't happen. I can understand, being concerned about that stuff, but it's like, hey man, top dog gets in my van, which is also a really great sentence, right? I'm going to do as they say.
Sometimes people who climb that ladder, though, are people that worry about the wrong shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got in trouble one time when I was in Afghanistan with the Army because I was a gunner. And we had some full birds and shit like that, some spread eagle kernels in the Max Pro. And I sit down after the patrol brief, we go load up and whatnot. I sit down on my turret platform. I'm like, hey, sir, ma'am, whoever it was, in the event we get shot at, blah, 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 this is what's going to happen. If I need more ammo, it's right here underneath the turret platform. Just cut that strap and hand it up to me. Everyone, all of them are like, cool, got it, no problem, right? I got my pee-pee smacked one time for having that conversation with somebody. They're like, did you, Private Cheeks, did you tell the colonel to hand you ammunition? Yeah, if we were going to be dying, I did.
Right.
I did. In case, that way I could keep shooting at the thing trying to kill me.
You did not have prior authorization to talk to Commander.
How dare you?
How dare you, sir?
Fucking stupid.
I love that story, though.
That is a good one.
Hey, thanks for checking out the Cammo Comedy Show Podcast. We got a fundraiser going on right now, so if you like what we're doing here and want to keep us rolling, consider making a contribution. We'll put a link in the description. Also, we had some fun animations made up for this fundraiser, so we'll put links for those in the description as well if you want to just check those out. Also, don't forget to tell a friend about us if you love what we're doing here. Word of mouth advertising is very powerful, and we really appreciate you for helping us out. If you've got any funny military stories of your own or know somebody who does, drop us a voicemail at area code 531-222-6146. Also, we've got an email open. That's stories@cammocomedy.com. That's stories, STORIES, at CAMMOCOMEDY.com. We'll have a lot more fun announcements coming soon, so stay tuned. All right, I'm going to go microwave a croissant. Later.
Do beavers have cheeks?
I don't know. I have to check that out.
Hey, if somebody else could Google that for me, I don't need that shit on my record. What the fuck is this show becoming?
Did you say spread cheeks not hate?
I did.
Okay.
Remember it was the beaver thing about how you check beavers' anuses?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. That was fun.